Hi, it's Maggie from Maggie's Memories. Today I want to talk about behaviors. There's always such a negative connotation when it comes to dementia and behaviors. Are they a good behavior? Are they a bad behavior? Stop. All behaviors are communication. So if we step back and stop thinking of it as it's a behavior, instead it's them trying to tell us something. And it's our job to find out what it is. So there's an anagram I use. Actually, I don't think it's an anagram. Maybe it's an anagram. Anyways, with the letters, and it's please halt. And I'll put it up on the screen somewhere. Not sure where because it depends on how I'm doing it, putting text on the screen, but I will. Okay, but it's PHALTTT. And each one stands for something. So the P in please stands for pain. They may not be able to tell you something hurts. They may not even realize the sensation that they're feeling is pain. I have had someone I was assisting who had dementia, who had a broken knee. They kept walking on it and crying, but they couldn't figure out why. I find that when someone is in pain, one of the most common phrases I'll hear is, I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. Or, I need my mom. Where's my mom? I need my mom. If you hear these phrases, I want you to stop and look at the big picture. They could not feel well. When we don't feel good, what comes to our mind? We want to go home. We want our mom. H, hunger. I know, you know, we can tell when we're hungry. Unfortunately, by mid-stage of dementia, we may not be able to tell that we're hungry. So you may have someone who's tired and grumpy and kind of sluggish. They may not even realize that they're hungry. It's a couple different things. Also, you could have someone going through all the cabinets. And you're like, they're trying to steal something. They're trying to sneak something. No, they're hungry. In the evening, you're watching your favorite TV show on the couch. What do? You get up and you start going through your kitchen and going through your cabinets. They're going to do the same thing. So pay attention for the little signs. But we all get a little cranky and grumpy when we're hungry. A, afraid. This disease is scary. We don't know where we are. We don't know who you are. And you're telling us what to do. We may have complete strangers giving us medication, and we don't know what the medication is for. We may have pains in part of our bodies, and we don't know why it hurts. We have all these strangers around us. We may have people trying to do lab work on us. So pay attention to see if it could be fear. They may be withdrawing into themselves or not joining in because they're afraid and they're scared. They may also become aggressive and violent out of fear. If they have a pain and they think you're causing it, they're going to defend themselves. So before the words combative come in your mind, think about afraid. The first L is lonely. They may be surrounded by people, but they could still be extremely lonely. The people that matter most to them are not here. You're saying, I'm here. I've been here for 50 years. Today, they don't know who you are. If you're their spouse of 50 years, they may be looking for that spouse in the wedding photo, not for this old person standing in front of them. You may say, Mom, it's me, your daughter. You're not her daughter. Her daughter is that little girl that got on the bus this morning. So it's important to realize that just because we're surrounded by people, we can still be very, very lonely. If we're looking for our parents and our siblings and our best friends, they may not be here. And the people that are here, we may not recognize who they are because of our losing ourselves in time and in place. One of the things I find with the loneliness, photo albums are wonderful. Going through the photo albums and talking about memories. That way, even though they may not recognize you as a true role that you have, they will recognize that you know them and you're part of their life and you mean something to them. Okay? T is tired. By mid-stage of our dementia, the part of your brain that controls your REM sleep is damaged. We have a very difficult time falling into that deep, restful sleep that we all need to recharge our batteries. Instead, we end up taking these cat naps. So you may visit your loved one who has dementia and say, they're sleeping all the time. But when you go and you talk to them, you nudge them, they wake right up. They're not entering that deep sleep, and they are tired. Now, comes with this tired is frustration and agitation and lack of wanting to do anything. Trying to have a more defined sleeping schedule and napping schedule and having the day and the activities planned around that. So in the morning when it's time to get up, we're opening up all the blinds and turning on the lights and turning on uplifting music. And the house is smelling like coffee and food. Then after lunch, we're pulling the blinds and putting on a boring movie, maybe some soft music, something to take a little bit of restful sleep, just a nap to try to recharge that batteries. And then around 1:30, 2 o'clock, the lights are all on, the blinds are open, we've got some rock and roll going, we've got snacks, potato chips, cookies, something fun, ice cream. You know, we're gathered together and we're having a good time and we're awake again. And then after dinner, we're putting on that, calmer music and dimming the lights. And maybe that's when we're getting washed up for bedtime and putting on the comfy pajamas and sitting back in our recliner. So having these defined routines to try to help reset our clock will make a big difference in their sleep. And honestly, how many of us would be nicer people if we could take a nap every day at 1 o'clock? Next is another T, and it's thirsty. Just like hunger, they may lose the sensation of thirst. And losing that sensation of thirst makes them more prone to dehydration. And dehydration leads to urinary tract infections, which leads to even more issues with behaviors and other problems. Now, let's talk about dehydration, even besides the thirst. Some of the side effects of dehydration is hallucinations. You know those mirages in the desert? Those were hallucinations caused by dehydration. Now, you add those hallucinations from dehydration onto their dementia, and that's definitely going to be a winning combination. I'm just saying. And then, ladies, let's be honest. We don't drink enough. I know as a mom of 4, I had 4 and 5 years. I can tell you where all the clean bathrooms are in this county. They keep saying, drink more water, drink more water, drink more water. But we're like, I gotta pee. Us ladies have been monitoring how much we're drinking because we're afraid of having to go to the bathroom since sometimes in our 20s. So this isn't, something that just started when we became elderly. Our whole life we've been borderline dehydrated. So this is a long-term memory that we have. So we continue. Even with our dementia, I have ladies who do not know when we are, how we are, or what we are, but they know that they can't drink too much because they may have to go pee. So that thirst is a big deal. It can cause so many more problems. Encourage your loved one to drink as much as you can. Online, you can find some great alternatives for hydration to try to promote that and push them to that. Okay? And then hand in hand with thirst is our last T, the toilet. Okay, this may be just to the ladies because I know you men folk have a little bit of plumbing set up a little bit differently. Have you ever been stuck on the interstate, like say it's rush hour, there's an accident or something, and you're just stuck there and you have to go pee? And that is when your children in the back seat decide that they need to have a conversation with you. You're like, leave me alone. I gotta pee. And the whole time you're just sitting there going, I gotta pee. I gotta pee. Or walking around a shopping mall and you haven't been to that mall before and you have to go to the bathroom and you can't find the bathroom. And you're going down all these different little aisles and everything else trying to find the bathroom. You're going, oh my God, I'm going to lose it. I have to pee. Imagine that's every day of your life. With dementia, we can get all turned around and lose track of where the bathroom is. And because of our brain deficits, we may not realize we have to go pee until we have to go pee. And not being able to find a bathroom can be very, very upsetting. I'm going to be honest about some things you might see if your loved one is having toileting issues. One of them with ladies, you may find a trash bin in a closet with pee in it. Think about it. As a woman, we are a grown-ass woman. I am not going to pee myself, but I can't find the bathroom. I found this wastebasket. I'm going to go in this closet and go pee, and I'll just take care of it when I'm done. So we did that. The only problem is with our dementia, we forgot to take care of it. So then your family member or caregiver who comes in an hour later gets to find it. Or the men folk. Where have we been telling little boys to pee since they were this big? If there's no bathroom, go outside and pee on a tree. Well, then you're shocked when an older gentleman with dementia is peeing on your silk ficus in your house. In his mind, he's not going to pee himself. He can't find the bathroom, and there's a tree. He can't distinguish that it's silk or plastic. He just sees a tree. He's like, oh, I'll pee there. It's nice and quiet. Water the tree and take care of my problems. So these are just some little hints that I hope help. People with dementia are not trying to give you a hard time. They're having a hard time. And they're trying to take care of themselves, and they're trying to communicate to you what's wrong. But they can't always figure out what's wrong. And they definitely can't always figure out a way to tell you what's wrong. So go over this checklist and see if maybe some of them apply to your situation. You may not guess right. You are not perfect. You are human. If you try your best and you still can't figure out what they're trying to tell you, forgive yourself and forgive them. You are both trying the best you can. If you're going into this situation with a warm heart and an open mind and patience, that's what's important. You are doing a great job. Have just a smidgen of the patience for yourself as you do for your loved one who's living with dementia. Thank you so much for joining me for this little talk. And if this information seems useful, please come back again.